The Harlem Hellfighters by Connor Levitt. Now, you can find some of this information inside the SmithsonianMag.com. You can also find it in the New York Times Magazine, on Wikipedia, 369th Infantry Regiment. Thank you for joining. So I just want to say happy Black History Month. The Harlem Hellfighters. Who are the Harlem Hellfighters? By Connor Levitt. Now, I just found out about the Harlem Hellfighters, and I grew up in Fort Bragg, and I mean to tell you, I've never heard of these people in my life, and I really, really love it. Most Americans today only know about soldiers like the Tuskegee Airmen or the Black Union soldiers during the American Civil War. Today we view these groups as important milestones of the struggle for equality in the United States. There are also other groups, better known as the Harlem Hellfighters or the 369th Infantry Regiment. The Hellfighters were one of the first African American units that fought in World War I, and through their bravery, they became the most famous and well-known units in the U.S. during the war. Let's just thank New York for giving us everything, because they brought out some of the best in our people. And the Harlem Hellfighters got their start right there in the New York National Guard in 1916. Civic leaders from Harlem convinced the governor of New York to create the Hellfighters, then called the 15th New York Guard Regiment, as the very first all-black unit in the Guard. All right, let's give it up for that big step. That's what I'm talking about. Now, these Hellfighters were led by a man named William Hayward. Hayward was white, but unlike other white officers who might have been in his place, he respected his men and hired both white and black officers to lead the unit. He is quoted as telling white officers to meet men according to their rank as soldiers, and that if they intended to take a narrow attitude, they had better stay out. Now, after the U.S. joined the World War I in 1917, the Hellfighters were trained into a proper unit before being shipped off to France. They were forced to train in Spartanburg, South Carolina. By the early 1900s, Jim Crow was already in full swing, and the black soldiers of the regiment were constantly harassed and insulted by townspeople. Once the Hellfighters arrived in France, they were denied the opportunity to do the one thing they were trained to do: fight. Instead, they were regulated to more menial duties like guarding rail lines or digging lines. While many American units had this duty, the Hellfighters had this duty for a unique reason. White American soldiers refused to fight alongside any black soldiers. To allow the Hellfighters to serve in combat, the U.S. Army made an unfortunate but necessary decision. They transferred the unit over to the French Army. Right, all right, let's give it up for the French for the big welcome. Once the Hellfighters were transferred over to the French Army, they had a very different experience than in the U.S. Army. The French treated them with respect. The French did not segregate their units or treat them any differently than white units. With U.S. uniforms and French weapons and helmets equipped, the Hellfighters were sent by the French Army to do their first frontline posting, April 15th, 1918. On the night of May 14th, Henry Johnson and Needham Roberts, two privates in the Harlem Hellfighters, were on sentry duty when Johnson heard a sniping of wire cutters in the darkness. The two men tried to get word back to their commanders, but they were forced to fight for their lives against a group of 24 German soldiers. Both soldiers were severely injured, with Roberts being hurt by a grenade explosion and Johnson being shot several times by the German attackers. However, in the end, the two men were able to stop the German attack, killing 4 and wounding 10. Due to their efforts, the two men became the first Americans to be awarded the Croix de Guerre, a prestigious award given to soldiers. Okay, right here you can get you a nice picture of it, and it looks really nice. I like that. After that, Henry Johnson was known as Black Death because of that attack. The Harlem Hellfighters fought in many campaigns in France and had the single longest tour of duty of any unit in the war. They were on tour once for over 6 months. After the war, they returned to New York, demobilized, and returned to being a National Guard unit. They were worthy of respect and being first-class citizens. They fought and died for a country that restricted their rights, but they nonetheless believed in. In the end, the Harlem Hellfighters were a group of African American soldiers who put their lives on the line for a country that didn't want them to fight for the equality in the U.S. and should be remembered and honored as such. The Harlem Hellfighters in French uniforms right here. Look at that. Them boys went and fought for the United States, and they got treated with dignity and respect in France. I can no longer say anything bad about France. This is a picture of the Harlem Hellfighters crest right here. Very beautiful. I think it's amazing. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So we're right back. We're going to move on to World War II. We're going to look at African Americans inside World War II. We're just going to look at some pictures here. Look at these guys. Check them out. That's all I get. I thought it got bigger than that. All right. Let's see. These guys sitting around eating. Look at them. Yeah, buddy. Got a gas can right there. I wonder what they eating. Got the canteen, the jugs. He's smoking something. What is this? They got a bomb. Easter eggs for Hitler. Ooh. Happy Easter, Adolf. Oh, they not joking. They ready. Them some killers right there, boy. They ready to go to war. They let loose. They got big guns over there. Rat-tat-tat-tat. Back at it, Air Force. These guys, pilots of the U.S. Army Air Force. Artists of all that. Fly planes. Look at that. Look at that. Look at all those pilots. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. My brother. I'm about to get on this. Man, typical mechanics style hat right here. Why they wear their hats like that? It's so funny. Aviator glasses. Got on his gear, parachute. He ready to roll out. Alice Joe. That's the name of the plane. U.S. Navy. Look at these boys. Negro soldiers in the USS Mason. I don't like that word, Negro. I don't like that word, African American. I got another word they use. I ain't gonna put it out there yet. But I got one. These boys standing in the snow. Shout out to my nephew and my son that's out there in the Navy. My nephew just joined up. My son, he been in the Navy for a while, so let's just give them, some praise, for being out there and protecting the country for us. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Oh yeah, look at that. The boys, they waiting on something to jump off. Beautiful pictures. Look at that gun. Killer. Marines decorated 2nd Marine Division somewhere in the Pacific. Look at these boys. These boys out there doing it. Marine. Ooh, raw. Is that look like 2 purple hearts right there. I don't know, but that looked like a purple heart on the board. Yeah, they received Purple Hearts for the wounds received in the Battle of Sapan. Local identifier. That is awesome. Look at that. Them guys got Purple Hearts, man. Beautiful. Wow. Look at this. They're on a fighting ship. They look so young. Could you just imagine a few hundred years before that, we were in chains, or, the ancestors were in chains, slaving and being, run over and stuff, and just whatever, man. Now they out here fighting, standing up for this country. It's our country, baby. Yeah. Look at this guy, a seaman with the U.S. Maritime Service. Look at that. He got putting in work. Loving that. Good with numbers. Beautiful brother right there. Women in the military. Look at this. The nurses. The U.S. nurses arrived, lined the rail of their vessel as it pulls into the port of Greenock, Scotland. Look at these beautiful women coming to help. Not scared at all. They putting down, baby. Get out there. And that's a salute to all women. All women not scared. I appreciate that. And this for everybody. This is stuff I haven't seen. So I haven't seen it. So I want to share it with people that I know haven't seen it, because you not doing the research. I ain't going to sit here in front. So I'm going to do the research and bring it to you. That's what we do. We bring good news. It is time for good news, good news, house news. Call it what you want to. We bring it. These women are. All right, look at this soldier. He's showing them what to do. That's how you get in there. Now you got to do it. It's private. No, you're young, boy. Let me show you how to do it. You get in there like that. Get it all the way through. Look, he done stuck it all the way through. That thing, you killing. He teaching them how to kill. Look at that. You think they had to fight for their life? That was for real out there. For real, boy. They teaching them how to kill. Look at them boys getting off. Them Marines. Ooh, bro. Yeah, give it up for all the Marines. My dad was a Marine. They in the bowling alley. Look at it. Go ahead, girl. Get it straight. Get it, girl. Look at that. He's showing them. Local identifier. He's showing them the jukebox, baby. Look at that. Look at that jukebox. He said, boy, play my song, boy. Let me see. Let me show you how the Memphis juke out here, boy. Let me show you how to do it. Look at that. What's this? Chairman of the Negro Division, the Hollywood Victory Committee. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's the lady from Good Times. Yeah, she's showing them girls how to act. She is beautiful. What's her name? The hostess to interfere for performance and dance for soldiers. All right. Just a caravan of entertainers, but I only recognize one. That's that lady right there in the middle, in the black, in the all black with the white collar. I don't recognize any. That was before my time. But man, they went out there to give them boys some relaxation and entertainment. That's what I'm talking about. And learn how to shop with point stamps. Look, they teaching them how to shop, man. Look at that. These youngsters in Fairfax County, Virginia grade school have set up a place store complete with point value table and informational material on point rationing. Man, that's in grade school. They were getting it good with numbers. Got the chart set up and everything. Look at that. They shopping. They were building how to shop with War Ration Book 2. Look at that, man. Just beautiful. They out here welding. They putting in work. Look at that. They on the SS George Washington Carver. Those were some beautiful pictures. You can find these pictures and more if you want to go and take a look. I just love bringing you good information. And today's news was really good. I mean, I like the Harlem Hellfighters. And this was brought to you by the National Archives. And I mean, you can go in here and just look all day. It's African American research, Black family research, post-Civil War African American research and reports. Just this is where I'm getting my information from, and I'm gonna keep bringing it to you. Look, we got slavery records. This is awesome. We can go back and look and track down as far back as we can. And I just thank you guys for listening and joining in. It's been great. Remember to follow, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell.